Hey, what's good with you people? Dogysamich here again. Time for some more random talks about random things that are just randomly happening. This one, I say random, it's a little bit consistent because the theme that's going to be going on for the next few podcasts is going to be some consumables that I have come across, some new things that have crossed my eye. I have a few more of them lined up. I still need to actually taste them and get my opinion formulated about them. But today was the last day of greatness, quote unquote greatness. Because today I had a new pub sub. Yes, I am a pub sub enthusiast, more specifically a chicken tender sub enthusiast. If you haven't had one from Publix, you should give it a shot. It's actually pretty good. If it sounds crazy and slightly questionable, it's a lot more credible than you can possibly imagine. Like getting a sub from Publix is like imagine going to Subway, but Subway was actually good. Yeah, I put that out there. But last week, the infamous Twitter account our Publix chicken tender subs on sale pointed out that chicken tender subs were indeed on sale and that there was a new one, the chicken Parmesan sub. Now, I could actually wrap this whole thing up in about 30 seconds, but I want to give you the backstory of everything that I built up in my head before I ate this sub, and that'll make me look like more of a fool when I get to the point, but it's content. So, reading chicken Parmesan, you have to understand, I've had chicken Parmesan. It's not like one of my go-tos, but I know what it entails. But just seeing the words in a tweet on an impulse while sitting at my desk at work, trying to distract myself from everything in the world, made me come up with this crazy sub in my head that was going to be this wondrous medley of an Italian sub, which Italian subs are arguably my go-to sub. I say arguably. Anytime I go to a sub place, whether I know it or not, that's the first thing that crosses my mind, and I usually have to deviate from it. I'm a big Italian fan. Again, chicken tenders from Publix. That's my go-to when I go there specifically. So the idea of putting them together sounded like the greatest thing in my head. I even looked at the ingredients and kind of disregarded what I saw in front of me. It was like, it sounds like it's going to be the greatest thing known to man. So today for lunch, I went ahead and ordered one, slid in there, picked it up, got home, took a bite out of it, and I was like, I didn't really think this through. I blew this out of proportion, and this is a really simple concept. It is a concept that, when I make the comparison to a little bit later, is something that I say that I don't really like, but it's not a big party foul here. So, just to give the breakdown of what we had on the sub, we had just regular sub on white, because I'm a white person when I get to, but I'm Tish. Provolone cheese was on it. Parmesan cheese came with it, and marinara sauce. Of course, the chicken tenders too. Asked for it toasted because I am not really one to say a sub should or should not be toasted. The option is there. I take it. If it's not, it's no big deal. So I had it toasted. Now, again, with the ingredients that I just told you, if you know your foods, which you probably know better than me, if you put all of those together, you'll realize, wait a second, what this really is basically just a meatball sub, but instead of meatballs, you have chicken. And that's effectively what it was. I took the first bite, and then it all just hit me like a baseball bat to the side of the head. I was like, wait a second, bruh, you really just went in there and you were like, I'm getting a meatball sub. But instead of giving me like the good old Italian meatballs or whatever meatballs, just slap some chicken on there instead. I'm pretty sure this is similar to the concept of getting some pizza, but instead of getting, you know, traditional pizza toppings, pepperoni, sausage, well, the traditional meats at least, you get chicken. And I'm not going to sit here and knock that concept, but I am not really a fan of chicken on pizza, believe it or not. So after I took the first bite, I was like, yeah, I made this out to be more than it really is, but it's not bad. It's just, I hyped this up in my mind, and now I'm a little disappointed. And that's where I was when I finished it. So that leads us to the big three questions at the end of the day. I gotta come up with some fancy catchphrase for this topic, or this section. I'll get to it anyway. So I had the chicken tender sub. I had half of it. I still have another half of it. I might eat it for dinner. I might save it for tomorrow. It's going to be eaten. It's not getting thrown away. It's not that bad. It's not bad at all. First question is, do I hate it? I don't hate it at all. It's perfectly fine. Again, I overhyped it, but even with blowing it out of proportion and making it sound like it was going to revolutionize the sub game, it's not bad. It's everything it says it's supposed to be. It was fine. Would I be upset if it was the only thing to eat? Again, not at all. Now, I'm pretty sure that even with doing this podcast, if and when I see another one of these down the road, I will go through this same episode again. I'll be like, yo, chicken Parmesan, this sounds great. I'll take the first bite and I'll be like, it's just a meatball sub. Which I guess I should put a little author's note here, I guess podcaster's note. I don't have a problem with meatball subs. They're another option that I go to quite often. I want to say, well, I don't even need to say I want to say. They are the #1 audible. They are like the bench warmer when it comes to subs. If I wanted something other than an Italian, the first option 9 times out of 10 is a meatball sub. So this isn't a bad substitute, just not the first thing I would pick. Will I get another one of these? Yes, with an asterisk. The asterisk being, if I'm getting a pub sub and they're on sale, which is generally the only time I get pub subs, and it's the only pub sub on sale, so only the chicken Parmesan is on sale, I will get it with no thoughts. It's fine. It's good. I like it enough. If it's like the sale is now, which is probably what will happen, and the current sale is there's a medley of chicken tender subs on sale. Quick side note, by the time this podcast comes out, the sale's going to be over. Feel sorry for you. You should have picked one up. Full price still isn't bad, but I mean, imagine knocking $3 off, getting a whole sub for like $7, or a good price for wherever you're at. It's slightly insane. Anyways. So for what the sale was, it was any of their chicken tender subs were on sale, and they actually have quite a few more chicken tender subs than anybody wants to talk about. If it was a sale like that, I probably would not get it again, simply because I would rather try something else. But again, Publix chicken Parmesan sub, it's okay. If you're a real meatball sub enthusiast and you wanted to try something a little bit different, you wanted to try, you know, mixing up the meat, trying to see what the chicken's about, you'll like it. You'll like it. If that's not anything that crosses your mind, not anything that sounds amusing, you know, you're one of those big rap people or something like that, you probably won't like this, I would imagine. Just spitballing things for a filler at the end. Just let me have it. That's all I have. That being said, we up out of here the next time. Give you a little preview of next time though. There's some new Mountain Dews that have hit the streets, and I got my hands on both of them. So that's gonna be coming up soon. Until then, be easy, yo. Peace.